your eye. A number of children are out looking after their family's livestock. These are children who are meant to be in school but are tasked to herd, since a number of homesteads still value livestock over education. However, this narrative is gradually changing. The Lchekuti form of learning has transformed the lives of children who are herders. Sharon Barang'a reports on Samburu Night Learners.
At the crack of dawn in Lchekuti village, Samburu County, everyone is up and about. The bleating of goats, sheep, and grunts of camels can be felt from almost every homestead. In one of the homes is Rosila Lenaigeron. She and her brother Mowo Lenaigeron know their day-to-day duties very well. Unlike other children in other parts of the country who at this time they are being prepared for school, children in this village attend a special kind of school, one that has improved literacy and numeracy skills in this remote village. Rosila, Mowo and other children have a long day ahead, which they are used to. They have to start by milking the goats before they can set off to look after their livestock in the grazing fields. This is what they do on a typical day. Apart from sticks, which they use in directing their animals, Rosila and Mowo are always armed with books and pencils. Rosila has an English assignment she has to finish before class starts, and Mowo is at a stage where he is familiarizing with numbers. The two siblings take part in Lchekuti, an informal system of learning that caters for children who herd animals during the day and report to school at night. This way, the community in Lchekuti ensures that the wheel of education continues to spin for children here. Even though not in the typical manner many in Kenya are used to. The children will continue looking after their livestock until around 5 p.m. when they will start heading home to prepare for a 2-hour lesson that starts from 7 to 9 p.m. They attend the Lchekuti classes daily, with exception of weekends. A few minutes past 7 p.m., children are arriving at Lchekuti school. Mowo and his 5 other siblings are early. Their sister Rosila will be arriving later as she has to assist her mother with some chores. Today they have 2 lessons. Their teacher, Elijah Labarakwe, is late, but the children patiently wait for the only teacher they have here.
Hamjambo. Hamjambo. Aya, nimechelewa kidogo, kutaja nitoka katika darasa peno. Tuna aya, tuingie ndani, mati ni mato. Hai. Aya, mati jumuta. Karibu.
Some of the children are carrying sticks, torches and knives. This is because some live a few kilometers from here.
Akini. Pole.
And along the way on their way to school, there is a possibility of encountering wild animals such as hyenas and buffaloes.
Pole, kila mtu aketi, kiti yake.
Kayanga zipi soma inin. Kayanga singo iti yarutu.
The teacher says they once spotted an animal that looked like a leopard. The people also live with the fear of being attacked by bandits. A village a few kilometers from Lchekuti known as Samburu was attacked twice in January 2021. Their camels and cattle were stolen.
Good evening. Very good.
On a normal evening, this class has 50 pupils, but 10 are absent tonight. We are told they have moved hundreds of kilometers away from the village in search of pasture for their cattle, as already some parts of Samburu are experiencing a dry spell. Most of the children here do not understand English and Kiswahili. The teacher has to speak Samburu once in a while to ensure all his pupils are following the lessons.
Very good.
Reading and mathematics are core in this class.
Haya. Wana. Tena? Kore na napar. Enekiti. Kejoai.
Labarakwe starts with a recap of what the learners were taught last night.
1 + 2.
Teotoki?
1 + 2.
He asks questions just to see whether they could remember what they were taught.
Very good. Kesupat kiparu. Tunakumbuka wote.
Teaching aids are integral in this class.
1,
2, 3, 4.
Haya. Mijogi dito chulaja.
1.
Nyo?
1.
It helps the teacher in illustrating a concept, and at the same time, it relieves anxiety or boredom as pupils find them exciting.
4.
Yep. Aja nenia. Kejo. P. Aya. Kinjal tumano go.
About 40 minutes later, Rosilla arrives in school. She is late, but determined to catch up with her classmates. Samburus value their livestock. In most villages in the county, a number of children do not go to school as they are tasked with herding.
Hey. Very good. Pigia makofi.
But some communities are embracing Lchekuti, which allows children to herd during the day and learn at night.
3 + 4. Nakoda? 7. Very good.
Kubonu. Ayuwa. Aisoma. Iyo ngarna. Kusahili.
Kasha magaldo isoma iyo ngarna ina iyo apa mai somai. Kai somna. Kwa bangi unaltuna isaidia anganya. Kana baka isom kwa bashi kunyo tosya. Na utu ayake ninje. Tamana kwa mwalimu yesomga.
Unajua sisi wafugaji, sisi kazi yetu kama bangi yetu ni mbuzi, kama ng'ombe, kama ngamia. Sasa kwa wakati sisi unaanza pande ya Lchekuti, unapendelea basi unapenda juu ya Lchekuti kwa maana kwenda kushunga unakuja tena kusoma. Watoto unajua kusoma, unajua kuandika majina yao. Kwa hivyo sasa sisi tunapendelea hiyo. Kuna watoto wengine unasoma kwa pande ya Lchekuti, unaenda unatransfer tena kwenda kwa shule nyingine.
Salino tapa ingaina. Aha. Nakubu. Ayuko. Mariana.
In a night, one lesson takes 40 minutes. The children are taught 2 lessons per night.
Sasa tukijaribu kama wamekuja mapema alafu tuanze saa 1:30, tunaweza kupeleka mpaka saa 2:10 tumalize hesabu, alafu tunamalizia na Kiingereza. Kesho yake tunaanza na Kiswahili, lakini sana tunajaribu hii languages tusisahau. Hiyo kama social studies tunafunza Alhamisi na CRE ni Ijumaa. Lakini sana tuna focus these 3 languages. Sana hesabu, Kiingereza na Kiswahili.
Education here is done in levels and not the usual classes.
Kwa hii masomo hatutumii grade 1 ama grade 2 ama grade 3, hapa tunatumia levels. Tunaanza na level 1, level 2 na level 3. Ndio. Na hii level mtoto akimaliza level 3, sister anakuja hapa na kuanza ku graduate na kupatia certificate. Mtoto anaenda primary. Ndio. Tuliona wale watoto ambao walienda Mabati ambaye sasa wako grade 4. Walienda last year ile nyingine 2018 walienda Mabati. Wakaenda sasa wanafanya huko grade 4. Sana na boss, sawa?
Once the children learn how to read and write, some opt to transfer to mainstream schools. 4 children from this center transferred to Raraiti Primary School for formal learning.
Wakati walienda level 3 kuanza tena grade 3 mahali walienda Mabati ya Raraiti, walienda tu kuanzia na, lakini tuliambiwa wako sawa. Tunafanya mtihani kila mwisho wa mula.
In 2020, when learning stopped abruptly after schools were closed indefinitely, after the first case of COVID-19 was reported, learning did not stop in Barasaloi, and this is thanks to Lchekuti system of learning.
Wakati ya corona, tulifunga mwezi moja. Alafu baadaye tukaenda kufikiria hao watoto ni watoto ya mahali moja, ambaye hatuna watoto kutoka mbalimbali. Tukaamua tukaanza mwezi moja kuja kuwapatia kwanza chakula. Baadaye tukajua watoto hakuna haja tukae tu tukule chakula bila kuwasomesha, kwa sababu tukikaa tu hapa bila kuwasomesha ni kama watoto wanaboeka. Tukaanza kuwasomesha, lakini social distance. Ndio. Tukaanza sisi hatukupumzika.
Apart from learning, the cool temperature makes this time conducive for learning in this part of the country, which can have temperature go up to over 32 degrees Celsius. The late Alois Letipila, who was once an early childhood development teacher, was the brains behind Lchekuti. In 1989, he was involved in an accident that left him confined in a wheelchair. His daughter Nasieku Letipila says she has vivid memories of how Lchekuti started.
He was very passionate about education. That's what that's what everybody remembers him for. Actually, around the areas of Baragoi and Samburu County at large, he's remembered to be a teacher who really loved education, and he really loved that the Samburu children and every other community living in Samburu, that children will go to school and they'll change their lives through education. 1991, that's when he thought of starting the after herding school program for boys and girls who are herding. He recruited boys and girls who are herding around the communities in Bendera and Munanda village to come to school in Bendera Primary after they had. Not everybody will take his child to school. Actually, many families will not even have any child going to school. simply because of putting their source of livelihood ahead. They really did not really value or know the true meaning of education. And my dad really sold the idea to the community that as much as these boys and girls are herding, let's still give them an opportunity to come to school after they herd. He will teach he'll teach the boys and girls, and he recruited even other teachers to teach the boys and girls. And that attracted a lot of boys and girls to school. So many of them came, and many of them had an opportunity to read and write and to have a normal school program. They really did not really value education. But slowly that is changing now. That was in early 90s or even late 80s. We had very, very few children going to school. Actually, most of the girls were even removed from school to get married. And most of the boys will just drop out of school and go and herd and do and practice Moranism. That has changed, and at that time, when my dad introduced the after herding program for the boys and girls, it was clear that the people did not really, it's not that they did not value education, it's that they valued their animals more than education. Because after school, they will give their children all the rights to go and attend the school program.
Owing to the successes recorded from Lchekuti, a number of non-governmental organizations and Barsaloi Missionary Sisters of St. Teresa have taken up the Lchekuti system of learning. They plan the syllabus and give teachers a monthly stipend.
Kwa program ya Lchekuti, huwa tunasomesha hawa masomo ngapi? 5. Tunasomanga hesabu, Kiingereza, Kiswahili, Social Studies na CRE.
Stephen Lekaura's foundation in education can be traced from the time his father allowed him to attend Lchekuti in his village. He is one of the success stories of Lchekuti. He graduated with a diploma in business administration from Rift Valley Institute of Science and Technology. He is pursuing a degree at Mount Kenya University, and he currently works as a project officer in Samburu.
Kwa familia yangu ilikuwa ni mimi peke yangu sikuenda shule that time. So ilibidi sasa mimi nikuwe nyumbani kwa sababu hakuna mtu mwingine angeweza kuwa kuchunga wanyama, kusaidia familia ama kumsaidia yeye kuchunga, kwa sababu tulikuwa na wanyama wengi nyumbani, different types of animals. We had the cows, we had goats, we had camels, and so it was like nobody was there to assist the old man. Alikuwa na hamu ya kutupeleka sisi wote shule. Hakuwa anataka kukaa vile yeye akupelekwa shule na mzazi wake. Then akanipeleka, akani-enroll. From there sasa so ni afternoon. Tulikuwa tunaanza afternoon mpaka 6. Unaona? Sasa wale wanachunga mbuzi. Unajua mbuzi zinakula tu around the homesteads around there. So mpaka mimi pia nataka kuandika na sijui kuandika. Sasa nitafanya nini? So vile nime-enroll, nikaanza kupata hamu. Hata mimi nitaandika. Sasa unaona? Weekend tunaenda kuchunga na hawa. Tunaandika mchanga. Hapo tunaandika, naambiwa andika jina yako ni hivi. Letters nini, ABCD all the way nini. Alafu sasa naenda afternoon. Mpaka sasa nikaanza kushikanisha nini. Mzee akanirudisha primary level, the normal programs. Tukaendelea, and then hadi nimemaliza class 8. Nikamaliza class 8 nikajoin. Nikapata marks mzuri. I joined almost the best school in Samburu North, Maralal School. From there, nikaenda college. Nimemaliza diploma yangu.
There are 9 Lchekuti centers in Samburu North. They are Operoi, Lulu, Lodukome, Lowa, Barsaloi, Lteroi, Mabati, Raraiti, and Nairemirimo.
We still have very few primary schools for the pastoral communities, and their distances are long. For example, if a village is here, you'll find that the school is maybe 5 kilometers away. And that alone it's not even a good motivator for children to go to school. You even find that the next school is maybe even 20 kilometers away. So as much as the county government has put a lot of ECD centers across the county, we still have the issue of reintegration to primary school, because after the ECD center, so what next? After you finish your ECD, so what next? Most of the children will go back to herding.
Wakati tulianza hapa 2016, hatukuona yani ile, hatukuona kitu mbaya ambaye hakuna mtoto ambaye ametoka, hakuna ile mtoto ambaye ameolewa.
Maybe I don't know, maybe anaweza kuwa kushunga mbuzi huko, ama anaweza kuwa one of the raid organizers somewhere. Naweza kuwa napiga watu mahali. Seriously. And so I thank God vile nimepata hiyo program.
It is believed that Lchekuti could be the answer to pastoralist communities who would rather have their children herd their livestock than going to school. 9:30 p.m. and the Lchekuti pupils are done with their lessons of the night. Some have homework to deliver the following night. Their teacher releases them to go home. They disappear into the dark in groups, depending on whether they are siblings or neighbors. Sharon Barang'a, TV47, in the county of Samburu.